Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel, everyone. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And today we got some news. And before I even get started, it's about Star Trek Discovery. I'll get there. I got some news from Doomcock's live stream today, and Random Game User 42, the wonderful Random Game User 42, was on his live stream, and she brought in a tweet from the game developer of Tardigrades. Now, if you remember from our recaps, if you watch those, this got brought up by a lot of people in the chat early on that Star Trek Discovery looked a lot like that game. And it was kind of a thing. It was back in October of 2017. We didn't hear much of it. The game developer actually put a blog post up on it, and we did, yeah, it looked a lot like it, but we didn't hear anything. We're like, man, that's really similar. So I don't know if they were trying to negotiate or what, but a tweet came out today that I will share, and it pretty much tells the story. And by the way, I fully back this guy. I mean, I don't know if he would even like our channel or like what we do, but if he's able to do this, Tardigrades will be the greatest game ever. I will game review it. I will make my children play it. I'll make my pets play it. I'll make my wife play it. Like, yeah, it'll be the greatest game ever if it does indeed take down Star Trek Discovery, or at least fundamentally change it back into a real Star Trek show. So this tweet says, I've tried to prevent this as much as possible, but CBS treated me in disrespect. I am officially going to court against CBS's Star Trek Discovery. Wow. And if you just see in his tweet, which I'm sure a lot of you saw, I retweeted it, Random retweeted it. I'm sure Doomcock is going to be talking about this. Midnight's Edge just finished a great ladies' night live stream where they talked about it, and it was epic live stream, by the way. Go watch it or listen to it if you can. Random Game User 42 was on that, and they were debating a lot of issues, and this was one of them. And just look at the pictures. Look at like that. I'm speechless. And I read the blog post about a year ago and completely forgot about it. And I forgot like how many characters look like. I mean, just forget the tardigrade part. And yeah, and the whole plot was centered around this tardigrade and the spore drive, and how using, at first it was locked up. Lorca had it locked up. Spoiler warning, sorry. And this is all about, the Lorca plot is surrounded about this, because it was Mirror Lorca. I guess I should do this. You can't see it. I got to make sure you can see the mice. Well, it's a little late, but what the hell? Spoiler alert. Thanks, Viking bitch. So there's a lot of similarities between a lot of these characters, and I'm going to go to his blog post from today, and I'll try to wrap this up quick because I want to see what the chat thinks about this. This is the only reason I'm doing this. I want to hear what the people think. So this is really small writing, so I will do my best. I'm going to lean in here. I wanted to keep you updated regarding the tardigrades and Star Trek Discovery post from October 18th, 2017. First of all, I want to thank everyone who posted videos, articles, even talked about the issue in their social media. The last 10 months were so hard on me and the development of the project. I tried every possible way to be respectful and reasonable discussing with CBS, but they treated me in disrespect and just dangled me around with postponed meetings due to their vacations and being busy. The first conversation turned out to be the last one. Ooh, wow. I gave them a lot of time to make things right. Unfortunately, I found myself at a dead end with them, so I had to enforce my rights by filing a lawsuit to treat me seriously. So yes, the lawsuit has been filed. Good for you. Good for you. And again, the game is Tardigrades, and this is from the Twitter. Forgive me if I screw up this name. Addis Ababa. Sorry, I just had to say that. It was from Star Wars. It was from Superman. Yeah, this is crazy. They look This cannot be coincidental. I'm sorry. There's, as Random had pointed out, and Doomcock had pointed out, and Midnight's Edge, and everybody who's talked about it, even Monday Matt did a video forever ago, and I'm sure he saw both sides like he does. That the tardigrade is very specific. That's a very specific thing, and traveling through space with the tardigrade is a very specific thing. Now, we also have a character that looks a lot like Tilly, it looks like a lot like Stamets, and one that kind of looks like Burnham. That can be argued. A lot of this can be argued, but the tardigrade, I think the guy's got a case here. I don't know. CBS is a big, scary corporation. Before I even went live tonight, my video was demonetized. Now I'm not begging for money. It's no big deal. I would lose probably like $2 or something like that, depending on how well the video does. And that's not a big deal. But the fact that it was demonetized before we even went live says something. So, we little YouTubers might be poking a bear here. And you would think they probably wouldn't mess with, some little guy like me with now 5,000 plus subs. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. But you never know. You never know. I had some weirdness with my Better Call Saul video last night that I'm still experiencing weirdness. So I do have a bit of a source with Star Trek Discovery. So I have reached out to that source. I've yet to hear it back. But this source is well placed. And this is the source that told me how much the shows actually cost. They were, the rumor out there was about 8.5 million an episode. It was above 10 million episode, according to this source, who I have no reason not to believe. So, yeah, like, what do you guys think? Let's get to the chat here. Hello, everybody. We got a bonus live stream tonight. Everybody, the official Dougie J gives me $1.99. Here's your $2 to make up the difference. Thanks, buddy. I love your avatar there. Marvin the paranoid android. Oh God, I'm so depressed. Yeah, guys. And I had to put in my 2 cents. Like, a bunch of our friends have talked about this already. Like I said, please, if you haven't subscribed to Doomcock, Midnight's Edge After Dark, and Random Game User 42, we're all part of this pop culture family, whatever it is, and glad to be a part of it. Glad to be a part of it. What's up, Tim F? Artemis Over Easy, how are you? I spoke with Movie Fanobi a little earlier today. He was asking me if I was going to do a video. Oh man, Crazy Carlos, 1999. Daddy Carlos will give you some bucks just in case you're demonetized. LOL. Thank you, Daddy Carlos. Thank you, Daddy. Remonetize, says Viking Bitch. $5. You guys did not have to do that. I really am not e-begging. Not yet, anyway. Midnight's Edge After Dark is in the chat. What is up, man? Okay, guys, their live stream that just ended, I wanted to wait till it was over. I caught most of it, but I was driving. I had to pull over to listen to some of it. It was epic. You need to watch that. If you do anything else tonight or tomorrow morning, watch that live stream. It was great. It was ladies' night. And you think those ladies are just passive ladies, huh? Those ladies brought it. It was brilliant. Oh man. So I can't tell you how happy this makes me. I'd love to say I'm an adult. I'm old. I shouldn't be acting this way. I have kids. I have a family, but I'm gloating a little bit. A little bit of gloating here. I really want this guy to win. So this as Random, and they pointed out on the Midnight's Edge video, this could possibly just erase canon. And if that did, I would just be pleased as punch. I would. Good for this guy standing up for what is right. CBS has big lawyers. They do, Viking Bitch. They do. And intellectual property law is like the murkiest thing ever. I guess the best way to equate it, you have to be a Hitchhiker fan, though. In Life, the Universe, and Everything, there's a restaurant that runs on like a bistro drive. So it's an Italian bistro, and it runs on quantum mathematics, the quantum mathematics of an Italian bistro. That's kind of what intellectual property law is. It's murky. It's made up as they go. An old friend of mine was an IP attorney, and man, it's It's cold-blooded. So I don't know if he's got, oh man, a Midnight's Edge After Dark. We want to have you guys on soon. Hell yeah. And I would love to have you guys on as well. So let's make it happen. That would be brilliant. Oh my God. That would, I've been watching Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark for a long, long time. They are partially the inspiration for what we do here. So that is, wow, that's an honor. Thank you so much for the $2. I'm a little speechless right now. CBS has issues with Les Moonves, so maybe it's time to take them down. Yeah, this, little blood in the water. Yeah, I would say so, Crazy Carlos. I'd be very, very happy. I think a lot of us would be very happy. There's all kinds of rumors surrounding season 2, but I'll let there's other better people who are, have better sources than I on that. I'll let them talk about it. But Midnight Edge After Dark says, I'm cheap. I am on some things. This community of channels is the best ever, says Persian Scribe. It is. It really is. It's cool how this has kind of happened. It makes me very happy. As Viking Bitch leads, I follow. A $5 super chat from Slurmy Scott. Oh, wow. You guys need to stop. You guys need to stop. That's awesome. So Apple Crow, what's up? I'm sure CBS will blame it on the showrunners. They've already kicked out, but this will be a good time for them to come forward and tell their own stories. It would, Apple Crow. And that is you're right. That's a perfect opportunity to blame this all on Brian Fuller. Go ahead. Problem with that, though, is Brian Fuller and the show writers that they just fired probably have tons of dirt on them. So they could, there'd be a lot of tit for tat on that one, I believe. So who knows? Who knows? Movie Fanobi gave me a super chat and I missed it. I will find it. Thank you, Viking Bitch. Here we go to the super chats. Gary, Gary's wishing well monetize so I don't catch an STD, says Movie Fanobi. Yeah, you don't want to catch those things, man. They don't go away. Artemis Over Easy for $10. Apparently you need to be careful with the word plagiarism. LO. I write. Yeah. Well, my first title was Star Trek Discovery Stolen. Maybe I should have stuck with that. I don't know. This is great news, folks. It really is. I want to go back to that picture real quick and then I'll get back to the chat and we'll just have that. We'll have that up while just so you can see the similarities between all this stuff. This is a self-produced live video, folks. So there we go. Okay. Answer a quick question because somebody did ask, why do I do everything live? I can edit. I've actually been a professional editor. I can do it. It takes tons of time. I'm really slow. And I only end up, editing out some and-ums. I don't script anything. It's pretty obvious. And I also like the interaction with the community. So that's why I do it. I have graphics and everything all ready to go that I use rarely. So it's okay. But let's get back to the chat. Nobody cares about that. I said it once. I'll say it again. CBS is going to settle this out of court. They are not going to fall on their sword over this shit show, says Man of Action. Yeah, they'll settle this quietly, non-disclosures all the way around. And I kind of thought that's what happened. Because it's again, look at that. That's I didn't realize until I'd read his blog earlier, but I didn't see the pictures. Maybe I didn't catch it or it didn't stick in my mind that the character, it looks like Tilly. And apparently they have more in common than just looks. So that is nuts. CBS still has NCIS and a few crime procedurals that are steady ratings, but not big name IPs other than Trek at the moment, says Eric Hawk. They don't. And they don't fully own Star Trek. I wonder if that's ever going to get worked out. I kind of hope it does. And I had been mistaken on stuff. I need to correct myself before, because Anti-Trekker today made a very good point that I was confusing. Like Star Trek has to be 25% different. It has to be 25% different, I believe, on the Kelvin side, but not, CBS has as full access to the Prime canon. So their differences can't be blamed on that. So he made a really good point about that. The Viking bitch sword set bar at $5. So I'm $2. I'm 2 cents short. $2.99 for Movie Fanobi. It's cool. Oh my god, I hope I don't mess up your name. Sockist. I'd like to see Nerdrotic, Midnight's Edge, and Random Powers combined to create a sci-fi high council. Hell yeah. I'm there. Sign me up. That would be great. What would we call it though? I'm sure you guys can think of some good names. All right, man. The chat is moving fast. Here we go. Iontron, what's up? CBS has faux geek Big Bang Theory. I know. Oh my god, Iontron. I always, when I talk to normies out there about owning a comic store, they always go, "Oh, is it like the Big Bang Theory?" I'm all, it's exactly unlike the Big Bang Theory. Well, for one, we don't just sell DC stuff, and it's a very stereotypical. The comic guy from The Simpsons is way closer to the comic guys I dealt with when I was a kid, but they're not like that anymore. They're really not. They're nice people. Like the Avengers. There we go. There we go. Random, what's up? Tom from Midnight's Edge knows the legal stuff. He can hop on if you want. Hey, if you want a link, Tom, should I DM you? I'll bring you on. Shit, yeah. On Twitter. Let me know. Let me know. I got to get down. I got some super chats here. The Batman, $5. STD is a shit show. CBS needs to have Star Trek taken away from them and given to fans. So does Paramount. Yes, the fans have treated this so much better. Okay. Axonar, Star Trek continues. Enough said. Enough said. Tomcat, $10. Thank you for the super chat. Do you have a question? Pop it on. If you do, I'll answer it. And I read all the chat here. Wow, that is a phenomenal idea. Doomcock has to join. We are called the Tribunal. Hell yeah. I love it. Of course, Doomcock. I'm sorry, Random. Yes, Doomcock was assumed. Nerdrotic, Random, Doomcock, and Mead. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Formed together the pop culture Voltron. Oh, right on. Yeah, I kind of heard something about that, Random. I'm in and out. That's the problem. This whole day job thing really gets in the way. Really gets in the way. But here, let me stop sharing this, and you can see my ugly mug. And I'm gonna go to Twitter real quick. Yeah. So if Tom wants to come on, he's totally welcome. I'm gonna be on for a few more minutes. I do have, I have to cover Castle Rock tonight, which is actually a really huge hit for us. So that's amazing. But I want to keep talking about this. We've got time. Oh man. I was thinking about the whole Lorca plot and how freaking ridiculous that was. And I've tried to block a lot of Star Trek Discovery out of my mind, and I only did watch each episode once because that's all I could tolerate. But so he beamed over to the Discovery during that little phase shift it went through with the tardigrade. So he ended up, and the other Lorca, we don't know whatever happened to the other Lorca. He's just assumed dead because nobody could survive in the mirror universe. And he just took over his life, and then everything happened perfectly, including Michael Burnham's, her betrayal of Michelle Yao. I can't remember the captain's name now. And that had to happen. And then Burnham had to survive. Mikey Spock had to survive. And all these events had to happen. And then we had to deal with the stupid black alerts. What's a black alert? Did they just turn out the lights? Like, what the hell? We had to deal with all that. And then when we finally find out, which everybody guessed 5 episodes before they revealed it, they killed him like immediately. It was so freaking stupid. Hey Gary, sorry to change the topic, but I heard you mention that you worked on a comic book back in the day. Where can I buy this comic book? Because I'm curious. Horror Chick 84, nowhere. I have erased it from existence. DM me and in Twitter, and I can show you. I did a couple comic books. One I loved and one. Doug wrote a great story. I'm just, I was kind of a hack. I'm the slowest artist in the world, and there's a reason I sold comics and didn't draw them. So there it goes. But thank you for your interest. So yeah, DM me on Twitter or hit me up in the about section of this page. There's an email address, and I'll shoot you. I have digital images of it. But yeah. Oh man, there's a lot of people in the chat today. How's it going, everybody? Good God, there's 67 people here for a last minute video. Not bad. Okay, at Tom Connors. There we go. So give us a second here, and I'm gonna. Oh Jesus, stop calling me. I'm gonna message at Tom Connors. There we go. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves. Boom, and then we're gonna copy that link. I think that I'm surprised it's and random. Good job on catching that tweet. And Tom has been invited. Hey, there we go. He has been invited. So yeah, I'd love to hear more details on it because I was at work all day. So I just know what I know from Doomcock's live stream, and which I listened to all day at work. Sorry, Elon. And what I heard from Midnight's Edge, who could be jumping on any second now. And oh wow, 150 Hong Kong dollars. Sorry. Hail to Neurotic. Hail to the Tribunal. Subscribe. Thank you. Awesome. Wow. That's brilliant. Hello from Hong. Is it Hong Kong? I'm sorry if that's if you hear the dogs in the background. They're saying what's up. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. That is brilliant. Okay, Tom, I sent you the link. Let me know if you got it or not, if you have any problems. Okay, usually I okay, I mean, you guys are going to laugh, but I prep, but I mean, I do prep a little bit. I'm like all over the map right now with all my windows up. There's the chat again. My God, if I'm missing super chats, hang on. I got to go down here. Okay, we're good. We're good. That is too many people. Okay, sorry, I was mumbling there. That's terrible for videos. So while we wait for Tom to arrive, I will read some more chat. Man, are you watching in Hong Kong? That's brilliant. It's the future over there. Hello in the future. Is Star Trek Discovery canceled yet?
Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing, good sir?
We're doing very well. Welcome, Tom. How's it going?
Oh, I'm doing the best I can. Just got done doing our ladies' night over on After Dark. I was watching your show here, and yeah, I know a little bit about the legal stuff. I don't know everything, but we do know that there is the whole contract with Bad Robot to make the movies, and in that contract, there's a non-compete clause that CBS cannot make any canon shows within the 10-year span. Now, the part I'm muddy on is if the 10-year span is from 2009 to 2019, or if it's from the last movie made, because most of the time when you do these, they renew the contracts. Now, I was told from one of my inside sources that it would renew the contract from beyond. So that would be another 10 years past that. So we're looking at like another 8 years before they could technically do a canon series. So the only reason they're getting away with this is they're doing it with a deal with Bad Robot, basically, because otherwise they had a non-compete clause because of the Kelvin movies. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Wow, that's murky, but it does make sense.
And yeah, so I mean, we can verify some of this we can't. We do know that, pretty much everything in our last two videos we verified with, what is out there other than the very last portion where we said it was rumor. But yeah, that's the understanding we are under, is that this Bad Robot license is what's causing the 25% difference in everything. Why is it muted? I can't hear you for some reason.
How did my speaker get me? There we go. Can you hear me now?
That was weird. I couldn't hear you. I don't know what the hell was going on there. No, I couldn't hear you.
My mic muted.
That was weird.
Out of nowhere. That was it's CBS, man. It's CBS.
They're trying to shut us down.
Yes.
Hopefully it didn't mute out to your listeners. At least it would muted to me anyway. I couldn't hear you, so I didn't. I was like, "What is going on?"
I don't think they could hear me either. Yeah, my microphone just turned red out of nowhere. That was really bizarre.
Wow.
There has been some weird stuff going on with the channel today.
There has.
Yes, I did a live stream last night, and it's stuck in processing. Has been.
We kept getting cut off, but we were talking about Kelly Marie Tran, so I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that. That was I heard that stuff kept dropping too.
Yeah, our Skype kept dropping out for some reason. We couldn't figure it out. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, I didn't hear what you said there. I don't know if you can.
I just said with Bad Robot and Kurtzman's involvement with CBS, it explains why he's there. He's not done anything that's like, I mean, I know when they wanted to get new people on Trek, and I've said it before, it's great that they tried something different, but it's such an utter failure. And what you guys reported, I mean, and I refer to your videos so much. The two videos you did, I mean, that's kind of the gospel on this. Ground zero on this whole Star Trek Discovery thing was your two videos explaining the rights issues and just all the shooting delays and everything that went wrong. But then now they're turning it to attacking fans, and we're seeing like the Star Wars stuff all over again.
Ghostbusters, same thing. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. And it's, well, I mean, we're not dumb. We know right off the bat that this show exists for CBS All Access and CBS All Access only. And it's like the people behind the show, we also know, have no real love for it, or at least they haven't expressed any. Brian Fuller was one of the only ones who did actually seem to love the franchise, and he's gone. We know Kurtzman was never a real fan. And it seems like I don't understand why they think he's the one who needs to run this other than the Bad Robot connection. It could be just something like, okay, the Kelvin movies aren't working out, but we'll let you guys run this other stuff because of the contract or what have you. I don't know what the deal is there. All I know is that basically, like from our video, Bad Robot was making a lot of money through these deals, and all I can really say is I don't think they're making as much as they were now, because that's what all these things were to entice investors, because Paramount doesn't have the movie to back these movies anymore, or they don't have the money to back these movies anymore is what I'm trying to say.
No,
because they are in very dire straits. And CBS, on the other hand, they have the money to back Star Trek Discovery, but now are they going to see a return on it is the question for season 2, because they didn't have any risk going into season 1. Season 2, on the other hand, they do, because they have footed most of the bill. And as far as we've heard, they're only done filming the first half of the season, and they're already going in for some reshoots, we've also been hearing. So I have no clue what kind of status the show is at right now, with this Moonves business, with everything going on. It almost seems like the Picard thing is a big distraction in some ways. And then now you add this tardigrade mess into it. Oh boy. Because we talked to this guy back when it first kind of come out, and he couldn't say anything then. But basically what he told us is what he put in the tweet today. And I think you were reading the story earlier. All that kind of stuff is basically what he told us. He was trying to contact them and whatnot. And at that point, I don't think he had heard anything back yet. So, and this was going back to, I believe, October. So, I mean, it seems like he's given them some time to do something about it, and they haven't. And now the first season's done. And like we were saying on our show earlier, it'd be one thing if like one or two things were kind of coincidentally similar, but you've got too much.
Way too much. Oh my God.
Tardigrade wasn't the same thing. It was like the characters are similar. The idea is similar. I think this guy's got a pretty good case, to be honest with you. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I do. You pointed out the colors are similar. I mean, it's and he puts it. He has a little GIF, right next to it, and God, and
yeah.
I was reminded when I just saw it right now. That's why I was kind of speechless. I was like, "What the hell?"
Because if you even look up a real tardigrade, I said this on the show earlier, is they're like a grayish tannish color. They're not even close to blue.
No, yeah, they're
so
my son. I think my picture
yeah
up here.
And so because I made the argument, okay, yeah, Star Trek's always been based in some kind of science, so you could just say, oh, coincidentally we're using the same concept. Yeah, see, they're all various grayish tannish colors. The one down here that's like a multicolored, that looks like a computer generated one.
Yep.
Then there's some blue ones here, but I don't know if those are from might even be from Star Trek Discovery.
They might be. Yeah, the ones I've seen are like this brown one up there and stuff. So
yeah. Or pinkish color or a tannish. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So it's I think they're in trouble on this one. Now I've seen big companies get out of worse.
Oh yeah.
I've talked about before, and it's out there. So a friend of mine, William Selby, wrote a script for a movie called Frequency. But you don't see
I know the movie.
Yes, you don't see his name anywhere in the script because that was stolen, and it was stolen from.
I remember that.
Yes, and Harlan Ellison helped him out with the case, and he won. There was a settlement, and that's probably what's going to happen here. But the movie still got made, and it still got put out, and that was part of it. So, do I think it'll really derail Star Trek Discovery? No. I wish it would. I mean, I'm hoping we can only.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying on the show earlier. Is like, if this guy says, "I don't care what you offer me," then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he'll get something eventually out of it, because I mean, that's just it. It's like, it's one thing that he could, gain some damages monetarily, but considering the show is still going and they're using his concept without, any permission whatsoever, he doesn't have to give his permission either necessarily in a settlement. I don't think it all depends on how it goes down, but the problem with Star Trek Discovery then is, what do they do? It'd be one thing if it was a character or a certain archetype in the show that they could take out easily. They can't take this right out. This was a major part of the entire show. And I have a feeling it's going to obviously play into season 2 as well, or, why wouldn't it exist? It makes no sense otherwise, because that's the only way we can figure they're going to get to the actual canon timeline, which we know is probably bullshit now, but we were kind of figuring that from the start. But, it's just so alarming how blatant it is. And I'd love to hear, I want to hear CBS's defense. I really do. I want to hear their defense on this. Oh, we never knew it existed. It's like, okay, you could say that if, like I said, one or two coincidences. This is just too much. Somebody somewhere within the group had to have seen this.
Oh yeah, there's nothing on it too. I just Googled it right before we went live to see if there was anything other than, there's a Reddit from a year ago, a new Reddit. There's his tweet. There's your videos, and then the Monday Matt video from a year ago popped up, and there's zip. So that might hit tomorrow, or they might just, maybe they don't know. They've been ignoring the guy. He even said it in his
right. Well, I'm sure they know now.
Yeah.
Whether or not they actually comment on it, that's another story.
That's a good point.
I don't see them making a comment anytime soon. They're going to try and ignore it. They have been ignoring it, like you said.
Yeah, for a long time.
As soon as they actually acknowledge it, then they have a problem. Until it gets into court, they're probably just going to ignore it. Unfortunately, we won't probably hear a damn word out of them. But.
No, and maybe if like one of the trades picks it up, but they're so, I don't know. I'm going to sound like fanboy here, but they're so deep in everybody's pockets. I maybe Deadline, maybe, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. So
look at how many. You don't need Chris Pine for Star Trek articles there are out there.
I know, right? God, yeah, that stuff's not coordinated at all.
Not in the least.
Nope. That's why I just did a video. Like, I saw Star Trek fatigue pop up. I'm like, what? It's like, it's a little early for this play from the Last Jedi playbook, but okay. And because of all the shows they're announcing and stuff, and there was like 3 articles automatically on,
Right.
and it said nothing. Basically, it was just Ronald D. Moore saying, "Hey, watch out for Star Trek fatigue. It's bad."
Right.
So,
and I did bring it up on the live show we did yesterday on Midnight's Edge. I said, we did reach a point kind of there in the 90s where, there was like 2 shows and several movies and everything all at once. I mean, not all at once at the same time, but within short distance of each other. And you did have at least one show in the movie in theaters and stuff like that going on at the same time as a lot of times. So, yeah, there was a point where Star Trek did get a bit more saturated than what we were used to in the past, of course. And I think that did play a big factor on what, kind of killed Enterprise. I think people were just kind of just trekked out for a while there. And if Enterprise would have been maybe a better show overall, I mean, don't get me wrong, I kind of like it, but I understand a lot of fans don't really sit real well with them. So maybe that was part of it, was that just people were just so full of the fatigue. Because I hear a lot of people now say like, Enterprise ain't as bad as I remember, or stuff like that, So I think that was a lot of it. I think a lot of people just got to the point where it's like there was just too much at once. And of course, if you love anything, like Andre pointed out too, and that is like Marvel, we're like, you could say the same thing about Marvel, but at the same time, we're not saying it because 90% of what they put out is good. So as long as the Star Trek is good, it shouldn't be a problem. But therein lies the problem, is we haven't gotten anything good yet out of this team. And the Picard series is the only thing that looks promising. I mean, we don't know if Nicholas Myers even got a series anymore, because we were looking into that situation, and he had come out and said, yeah, he was working on a Khan trilogy, but I think that fell apart.
That'd have been the one thing I wanted to watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's like, so I don't even know if there's that still on, but we do know we're going to get an animated series of some type, and we know the Picard series. And there was 2 titles registered the day that they announced the Picard series, and that was Star Trek Reliant and Star Trek Destinies. And most people, when they say the Reliant, they think of the Khan series, Well, I don't think the Khan series is happening anymore. I really don't. And if it is, it's a long shot. We've been reaching out to like Nicholas Myers and stuff, trying to get some confirmation on that one way or the other as well. So hopefully we'll have something on that. We have been in contact with him a little bit, but we haven't really been able to put anything down yet as far as set in stone. So hopefully we can find something out about this show. Otherwise, we do know that one's an animated series, one's the Picard series, and we already got the short series announced, and the other rumor is the Starfleet Academy series, which that could very well be the Picard series as well. So it's it's all up in the air until we actually hear anything. But again, is this really going to be too? I don't think they're planning on releasing them all at once. They are going to stagger them, because I think that's the whole point, is they want to be able to have the Star Trek fans to have CBS All Access all year round. Because that's the problem they ran into, is everybody did their first free week or first free month, and then they quit because everybody was out. We had, I don't know how many dozen people come to us and go, I tried canceling CBS All Access and they offered me a bunch of free stuff and a bunch of discounts and this, that. So it's like, and then we had some people who sent us surveys and everything else. So we know they were concerned about it, and they were losing customers fast. They still haven't released any numbers. We know that as well. So I'm sure you've covered that as well. I know. I mean,
yeah,
it's just,
they're not gonna. I mean, none of the streaming services are until they have to. I mean, there will be a point where they have to, because the ads will come into play at some point. Probably not early on, but they will come into play. And then they'll
because if you look at it, they don't even have a horse in this race at this point. If you look at the numbers, by far.
No, and it's not even that great of a streaming service. I mean, it's okay. It had a better start as far as like quality than like HBO did, but it still jumped around on me and quit in the middle of a show, and the phone app was terrible. And that's going to happen with a lot of these streaming services. And we talked about, like, not every platform is going to be great. They are so far behind Netflix and Amazon. I worked in metadata at Technicolor. They were working on it back then. It's funny you brought up Paramount. We worked directly with Paramount at Technicolor, and they were in trouble. This was in 2011. They were in trouble then. They were talking about selling then. It's worse now. So yeah, I don't think they'll be around much longer. They'll probably get gobbled up by some.
They need
company.
this merger bad.
Yeah,
they need it bad. That's why Sherry Redstone's so adamant about it. And of course, it's kind of sad to be rooting for the losing team here, but the one good thing we'd get out of it is that the Star Trek rights would theoretically be unified once again.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you explained earlier or not about the whole rights issue. I was trying to get it on the show while I missed some of the show, but basically, yeah, the line is drawn to where CBS owns the rights to all the shows, which entails canon. Paramount has the rights to the movies, but that's just to release them. If they want to make any more movies, they have to license them. Hence, that's the Kelvin license. So it's really messed up. Even though Paramount's the one who brought Star Trek to the table. I know it makes no sense whatsoever, but you know, and there's so many people who are like, well, that just doesn't make sense. Well, it's because of the contract. It's because there's a non-compete in the contract that they are not allowed to make any canon shows, period.
It's in the name, folks. Intellectual property. I mean, that's a murky name as it is. I got to get to a couple chats real quick.
Yeah. Let's get to the chat.
Sorry. Bad Bunny, don't worry. Castle Rock is at 10:15. We will remain on time for Castle Rock. Ed Brewer asks, how many subscribers did CBS pick up during season 1? They didn't say. They didn't even say a lot. I heard some news that it got some people's attention at first, so they did get a lot, I think.
I think they claimed they had gotten around 250,000 subscribers that first night, something in that area.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's all
but
right.
it's not well, for a night. Yeah, I mean, but they, you know, with what does Netflix have, or what do they claim?
40 million around there.
Yeah,
roughly at any given time. So that's just it. They're not, like I said, they don't even have a horse. They're looking at this point, we're not even sure if they have 1 million subscribers. They're saying they have 4 million, I think, but that's with Showtime and CBS All Access combined.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they had that.
And they had 150,000 subscribers as far as the numbers we could find before Star Trek Discovery. And we figure, okay, we'll give them another 150 plus double that. Okay, if they're lucky, if they have 500,000 subscribers right now, is what we're guessing, because they won't release numbers. They only release Parrot Analytics, which is demand expressions, which means if you go on Twitter and hashtag something Star Trek, that counts as a demand expression.
Oh, it
doesn't matter what you're saying. But yeah, and they're hiding.
I'm helping them. Damn it.
Oh yeah. It's just it. It's like, well, of course everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean people are watching it.
No,
because I find very rarely
that explains a lot, though. Why they keep it's like, oh, but all these people are talking about it, and they, of course, they don't look at the details. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, go back to the chat. So I know we overtalked that so much.
No, it's a great. No, I love having you on. It's great. This is good information that and I'm glad you explained it much better than I. By the way, the uniform.
I probably said some things I probably shouldn't even have. It's late.
Nobody's watching. It's just between us, friends.
Yeah, right. About what, 50 people or more at least.
Yeah, we got 73 viewers. That's pretty good for us. Right on. The uniforms in Discovery look more like the game than Star Trek. Yes, that is true. Random game user 42. Getting down here. How could they have spent all that money on Star Trek Discovery and not got some fans in there to idiot check the ideas and changes? I would love your answer. Tark says Tarka Jedi. The Tarka Jedi's from Australia. Greetings from Australia, and that's a great question.
And it probably is day over there.
Yes, right? Because they don't care, Tarka. They didn't care enough. They didn't put enough.
They're not worried about the old fans.
No,
they're worried about getting new, hip, young fans that are going to be around. They think that are going to spend money on this, but they're realizing. Hopefully, they're realizing now. At least CBS knows this, that the fans only want to buy the old stuff. So that's why when JJ come in and said, why are we competing with ourselves? Can you quit making canon, prime timeline stuff so we can only do my Kelvin stuff? And they're like, no, we make 20 million plus a year on them.
Yeah.
No.
Freaking JJ.
Which I think I was on another show the other day. I think it's at 40, but I think it's actually 20. But yeah. So it so many numbers to remember all the damn.
It is. I know, and we're on live streams. I mean, come on, we're going off the top of our head, and some of us, not Tom, but some of us have done a lot of damage to our brain. Okay.
Oh, I've done plenty. Don't worry about that.
Boy.
I've done plenty.
Oh man.
Plus, I'm a father, so I lose
me too.
Brain cells just from screaming, I think, not having enough oxygen. So yeah.
There you go. Do you have young kids or old kids?
Oh, he's older now, but
there you go. I got an old one too. I got 2 old ones.
He's a handful. He's a teenager now, so that's
yeah, makes you miss the terrible twos for sure.
Oh yeah, at least when they used to be young and attempted to try and help and impress your parents. Oh, now they just don't give a crap, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go back to the chat. So
back to the chat for a little bit before we got to take off here. I'm
taking up your whole show.
no, it's cool. I'm trying to get. There's a lot of crosstalk here, so. You got it. You got a new notification. That's good that you finally got the notification, Bad Bunny.
Notifications have been shitty lately.
They've been terrible. You know, and I'm not a YouTube basher in any way, but like recently I have a video caught in processing for now 24 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be done. I've had that before. They never process. They just sit there forever. That usually means something's wrong with them. But anyway,
yeah.
Hopefully you have a backup.
Well, they just put a new video editor in. So every time they change something, it messes with the algorithm.
Hopefully hopefully it works out for you. Otherwise, if you have it backed up, I just re-upload it.
Yeah, that's what I'm probably end up doing.
Yeah.
Wait till Disney buys Star Trek. No. Hell no. How's your father? Disney owns enough, and it would never happen. But
I don't think it'd be a good fit for them either.
Tarka Jedi says Enterprise was really starting to hit its stride, and I think if they gave it a chance, they could have put a brilliant arc or two. A brilliant arc or two. Deep Space Nine really hit its stride powerfully. Yeah, it did. I like all of Deep Space Nine, but all the Star Trek series had a rough start. I mean, that's
the funny thing is, I think Enterprise was averaging between 2.5 and 3 million viewers when it ended it, something like that.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
It did.
And I highly doubt Discovery is getting close to that. It might be with all the illegal downloads, but I doubt it's getting that kind of viewership on CBS All Access.
Maybe they count them like Game of Thrones does. Yeah, Game of Thrones is very proud of being the most stolen show, so good for them.
Yeah, but they like to go after people too.
Yeah, they do. Oh yeah, I am a proud member of the Free Folk Reddit. Where a lot of that stuff ended up, like every time a show was leaked, it was very bad, very bad. I liked Enterprise for what it was at the end, except for that last episode that was terrible.
I've heard, yeah, I haven't seen the whole show. I only got up to like part of the way through. I think the beginning of season 3, and I haven't been able to finish it yet because I don't have Netflix and nothing right now. So yeah,
everything. Well, maybe when you get CBS All Access back to cover Star Trek Discovery. Because we're going to do it so you don't have to, folks.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Sorry if I missed a lot of the chat, but I've got
sorry about that, guys.
No, yeah. No, I love having you on. We need to do this again.
Yes, definitely
need to do this.
Yeah,
again.
We got to have you guys over on the After Dark as well.
Oh, so. Hell yeah. We got to talk to Doomcock and Random, and this will be fun. I felt so alone. I mean, of course, I have my wonderful chat, but it's great to have other YouTubers to talk to.
Well, I kind of noticed that, so I said to Random, I said, "Hey, you want me to come on? I know some of this stuff. So
yeah,
help them out."
Thanks.
I noticed you're flying solo, so
nice. All right, Tom and everybody in the chat. Let me thank the super chat. There were so many today. So we got a Crazy Carlos, Viking Bitch, Movie Finobi, Midnights After Dawn. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Slurmy Scott, Artemis Over Easy.
I'm a cheap bastard.
Yeah. Hey, $2. Man, I earned it the easy way. Come on.
That's how I pay Doomcock and Random. Super chats, $2 at a time.
Yeah. We used to have a law here. It was $1.99, but it got broken. Thankfully, no, it's okay. It's cool. I am a proud Legionnaire of Doomcock, and I just signed up for Random's Patreon, and I'm going to be signing up for yours too. So you guys, by the way, folks, I highly recommend these channels. Please subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark, Random Game User 42.
Definitely Random, yeah.
Yes, and Doomcock, of course. I'm sure you're all subscribed to Doomcock.
Should be by now.
Yes, and they all have great Patreons that you might want to check out if you can afford it. It's all good.
Doomcock really has a great one. I can't afford it, but yeah, I've heard he's got some good stuff there.
He's got amazing stuff. I cannot keep up with that. That's why I have to give away things, because I can't put content on. I don't have time. Okay, so Movie Finobi $2.99, the Batman £5 because the Batman's visiting over in Jolly Old England right now. Tomcat for $10, and John Net If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. 150 Hong Kong dollars. It is great to see you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all our wonderful patrons and everybody in the chat. You guys. Okay. So, okay. Thank you. My name is pronounced Sayquist. Sayquist. I will remember that, Sayquist. Welcome. Thank you very much.
I should remember which one that is.
Yeah, I love we're seeing new names here, and we're crossing over, and I'm seeing some of my my folks over in your place. It's great.
I'm horrible with names. Me and Robert, we almost butcher them on purpose anymore. It's just like we get them right on accident, maybe.
Yeah, same here. I have to occasionally I'll write some down and I'll try to work on the pronunciation. Like, of course,
it's nothing personal, guys. It's just I'm horrible at pronunciation. Yeah.
Me too. California publicly school educated. At
least you went to California.
Yeah. Yeah.
They at least give a little bit more of a crap out there than they do in most other places.
A little bit. Tiny bit. They were good at my kid's school. Yeah, Doomcock started $1. Mine starts at $1. I think
we have $1
too, and you have $1 one.
We want to get some of the better stuff. It's a little higher, but
yeah. All right.
That's because Rob's got to eat.
Yeah, Rob's got to eat, man. He's hungry. Okay, so everybody, thank you again for joining us. This is great news. Please support. Oh my God, I just lost his name now. It's Adib, but what the hell was his name? His name is Anis Abdin. Please support him. Retweet everything. Yeah. Go after him because he's got a big bear coming after him. CBS.
We need our help.
Yeah, and if he is watching, anything we can do, crowdfunding, let us know.
Yeah, I think we're going to try reaching out to him again too. So
great. I'm looking forward to it. So good night, everybody.
Take care.